Kale is visiting a tea shop owned by a man named Billows. As they discuss their respective lives, Kale expresses his desire to change and not be trash forever, which seems to resonate with Billows, who is tired of his own life as well. Meanwhile, Choi Han and Ron arrive at the tea shop, adding a new dynamic to the conversation. Billows announces that he will be heading to the capital, but Kale seems hesitant about the prospect of meeting him there. Eventually, Billows leaves, leaving Kale to continue his conversation with Choi Han and Ron. Kale and companions were at tea shop where they discussed the latter's relationship with Beacrocs. Kale learns that Ron had been thinking about researching the people responsible for his need to hide out in Kale's territory, and plans on accompanying him to the capital. After returning to his estate, Kale forgets about 2 kittens until Hans brings them up. Ron, a member of the Hennitus household, observing 2 cat tribe children who have come to visit Kale. Ron decides that he can teach the children and interacts with them briefly before leaving to get Kale's meal. Kale then talks to the kittens and takes them with him on his upcoming trip to the capital. Kale's family prepares for his departure, and Violent insists on sending more servants to maintain appearances. Kale confirms the personalities of other nobles attending the trip through a purchased file. Count Deruth shares a rumor about the man-eating tree turning into a beautiful white tree. Kale keeps his knowledge of the ancient power a secret, as he does not want to draw attention to himself. Violent was born into a poor artist's family and came to the Hennitus territory where she fell in love with sculpting. She is proud of her family and wants them to maintain a good reputation. We also learn that Kale is aware of the danger posed by the Black Dragon and does not want to take responsibility for the lives of others. Overall, the text sets the stage for Kale's journey to the capital and introduces new plot points while developing existing characters. We follow Kale on his journey to find the hidden cave of the Black Dragon. Along the way, he chooses to camp outside and enjoy a warm dinner with his party. However, they are interrupted by a group of soldiers who have come to train with them. Kale reflects on how he trusts his heart and the people around him for protection, despite being a wealthy count's son. As they enter a village near the Black Dragon's cave, Choi Han rushes to save an old man from a carriage belonging to Marquis Stan. Kale prepares to intervene in the situation, as he has a bad feeling about it. Vinian and his lackey both believe that peasants should move out of the way of nobles, and they show no remorse for potentially endangering the old man's life. Kale, on the other hand, believes that everyone should be treated with respect, regardless of their status. He manages to defuse the situation by calming down Choi Han and taking charge of the conversation with Vinian. There is also an underlying theme of power dynamics. The nobles wield a great deal of power and authority over the commoners, who are expected to submit to them without question. However, Kale challenges this notion by standing up for the old man and refusing to let Vinian bully him. Despite being considered trash by some in the noble hierarchy, Kale proves that he has his own sense of pride and dignity. Kale and Choi helps the old man and Kale tells Choi Han to take him home safely. Although Choi Han asks if Kale is angry about the incident, Kale responds calmly and indifferently, as he is not one to get riled up easily. Instead, he plans to exact revenge on Vinian by stealing his dragon, which will cause Vinian to face consequences from the Marquis and create an obstacle in his pursuit of becoming the family patriarch. Choi Han agrees to help Kale, and Kale assures him that he won't regret it.